Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions, and thank you again so much for our time together. I'd like us to go back to the Old Testament today, back in the book of 2 Samuel chapter 13 and chapter 14, to maybe the most tragic time in the life of King David, a time in which his own son Absalom led a rebellion against him that almost cost him his kingdom and almost cost him his life, and would have succeeded if Absalom had listened to David's closest advisor, Ahithophel, that had joined him. But now that's a whole other story. I would like you to notice with me that Absalom had one desire, and that was to kill Amnon because he had raped his sister Tamar. We find the story picking up in verse 23. 2 years later, when Absalom's sheep shearers were at Beth Hazor, he wanted to invite the other sons of David to go out for the sheep shearing. And David said, "That's fine, but I can't go." And he took the sons with him, and he took Amnon with him. And at first David heard that Absalom had killed all of his sons. And finally in verse 32, Jonadab, son of Shemiah, David's brother, said, "My lord should not think that they killed all the princes, only Amnon is dead." This has been Absalom's expressed intention ever since the day Amnon raped his sister Tamar. Now, Absalom had kept bitterness in his heart for 2 years. Bitterness in the heart for 2 years changes a man. And he went out and in premeditated murder killed the man who had raped his sister. Now, we can understand his heart, we can understand his attitude, but bitterness in the heart of a man changes a man. Now, later, we find down in verse 38, after Absalom had fled and went to Geshur, he stayed there 3 years. And the spirit of the king longed to go to Absalom, for he was consoled concerning Amnon's death. Too often you and I forget tragedy, and we remember the good days. We remember the happy days. We remember the fun days with people. We forget what people did to us. We forget the horrible things people had done. Memory is funny like that. We forget the horrible things people have done, and we remember the good. David's heart changed. David's heart softened. But Absalom's heart had never changed. Now, this is an important thing that you and I need to remember. When you bring a person back into relationship with you that has hurt you, when you bring a person back into relationship with you that has done horrible things, yes, you bring them back into relationship with you because you love them. But has their heart changed? Has there been genuine repentance in their heart? See, too often as Christians, we make horrible mistakes and bring great disaster in our lives. Because, please forgive me, it's not that we're forgiving, it's that we're soft-hearted. And there is a difference. You see, forgiveness flows from their repentance. Forgiveness is given to restore a relationship based on their repentance and their change. A soft heart, forgive me, is just a soft heart. Now, brothers and sisters, sometimes you and I have brought great pain in our lives because of our soft hearts, not because of someone else's repentance, not because of true biblical forgiveness that has flowed. David made this mistake, and the next thing you know, he's on the run for his life. A kingdom is almost destroyed. His life is almost destroyed. Tragedy is brought to an entire nation because David was soft-hearted. Not forgiving, soft-hearted.